by Akira Toriyama. Yeah, who doesn't know that? But Akira Toriyama himself, if his character designs look familiar, um, that's because he did work on a number of games. So even if you aren't familiar with Dragon Ball, you might be familiar with some of his other work. And here I get momentarily lost. But anyway, you might be familiar with some of his other stuff, because he did some other stuff. I think I actually have to go back. Yeah, this looks right. Anyway, Akira Toriyama worked a lot on a couple of different games. He worked on Chrono Trigger, which is probably his most famous project that, for most gamers probably remember Chrono Trigger more than most other titles that he would have worked on. He also did the art for the Dragon Quest series of games, which is a bit more niche, not quite as mainstream. Okay, apparently the spinny attack can stop grenades, which still doesn't make it worth using. And we get a brief chance to demonstrate some platforming and get some holy water, I think it is. Holy water in this game is actually really good, as opposed to in, say, some of the Castlevania games where it's not so good. A lot of jumps over spike pits. If you're fast enough, you can avoid the ball of doom that tries to wreck you, and you can run past some of the enemies. As you've seen, this path is completely different. Okay, this thing lets us throw Kamehamehas without charging, but it's only up one level, so we can only throw the cruddy one. But it does allow us to more easily charge the good version of the Kamehameha that we have. Those dogs really love their grenades, and I wasn't really paying attention. Therefore, I lost a lot of health. Take that, dog. No bones for you. I hate those grenades. I hate them so much. Because they really, they stay active for a really long time. So you think, oh, you're safe, but you're not. The grenade can still come and wreck you even when it's hit the ground, and so therefore you always have to be on guard when you're dealing with grenades. It's one of the purple guys. The purple guys can both throw grenades and shoot at you. So they're not very nice. We don't like them. And the green guys typically drop apples when they die. So if you want to get your health back, a green guy is probably the one to go for. I think now we've rejoined the main path, actually. It branched off there for a little while, but I think now, regardless of what path you take, you will be doing this segment right here, which is actually a pretty fun segment, so I don't mind doing it. My answer to most enemies, to defeating them, is just to smack them in the face with an elbow before they can do anything. That seems to be the best way to go about things. And also use my staff to block grenades when I think of it. Ha! Take that. No grenade for you, buddy. Explosive robots over spike pits. It's always nice. It's always nice to see the game loves you. Loves you like Ninja Gaiden does. Missile throwing robots. As I pointed out in one of my other videos, the robots will actually start attacking you before you've shown up on screen. In other words, they'll start attacking you from off screen. I've seen them do it several times. So it's kind of an additional you suck from the game. They really don't like you. Of course, even with that, the game's not really all that hard on normal or easy mode, so you can easily get through it. Partly because they just throw so many lives at you that you really have to suck to run completely out of lives. And even if you run completely out of lives, I don't think that you're punished too much for it. See, I just stood there like a buffoon and took that shot. Or maybe you didn't see it yet. Video sometimes a bit desynced. But anyway, I stood and just took a couple shots because I kind of felt like it. And wasn't punished too badly for it. So here's Pilaf and the dog. The dog's name actually changes a couple times in the manga because Akira Toriyama forgot what he named it originally. Yeah, you heard me right. He forgot. He didn't really even know. So we're going to try and kill this boss as fast as we can. And to do that, we're going to need to not do that. We're going to need to do our special attack. Okay. Sometimes he just inexplicably is really, really fast with the jumping, and it's not fun when he is. So we're going to beat on these guys as much as we can. Yeah, when he's jumping in place like that, he's actually really, really fast, and that's part of what makes him such an annoyance when you're trying to focus on the little guy. That jumping seriously is annoying, and it makes it hard to finish him off, actually, because he just is constantly jumping. Fortunately, I've stumbled on to the great truth, which is the fact that normal staff attacks do pretty much the most damage of anything you can do, so if you just spam those, that seems to do the best. Although, of course, then you run the risk of being hit by his flamethrower, and we've finished him off. So that's the end of that area, and hopefully that would also mark the end of this update.